Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. We got this all twisted. Everybody out here thinking men are just walking around turned on by what they see. And yeah, we're visual creatures. I'm not going to lie about that. But the truth, what really turns a man on more than anything is not what's on you, it's what's in you. People think men are only turned on by looks. And sure, we notice beauty, no question about it. But let me tell you, beauty without confidence is like a fancy car with no engine. It looks good, but it's not going anywhere. Confidence is what makes a woman unforgettable. It's the energy that enters the room before she even says a word. You can be wearing the simplest outfit, no makeup, hair in a bun, but if you walk in like you own the place, like you know your value, heads will turn and people will remember you. A man doesn't just respond to the way you look, he responds to the way you carry yourself. Confidence changes everything about how a man sees you. It's in the way you stand, the way you talk, the way you make eye contact. A woman who knows her worth doesn't need to compete with anyone, doesn't need to prove anything, and that's exactly what makes her so magnetic. Men can sense it instantly. Confidence says, I'm a prize and I'm not afraid to act like it. It's not arrogance, it's self-respect. And self-respect is one of the most attractive qualities in the world. A confident woman doesn't chase a man, and that's exactly why men chase her. She's not desperate for attention because she knows she can stand on her own. She's not begging for love because she loves herself first. This makes a man want to earn her time, her trust, her affection. Confidence sets the standard. It tells a man that if he wants to be in your life, he's going to have to step up. And let me tell you, when a man feels like he's got to rise to meet your level, he values you more and he respects you more. Some women make the mistake of thinking confidence means being loud or always in control. But it's not about dominating the room. It's about being comfortable in your own skin. You can be quiet and still exude confidence. It's in the way you smile without forcing it, the way you speak without apologizing for existing, the way you hold your head high even when things aren't perfect. Men pay attention to that because confidence is rare. And here's the thing, confidence is contagious. When a man is around a confident woman, he starts to feel more confident too. She brings out the best in him because her energy tells him, I believe in myself and I believe in the kind of man I deserve. That kind of presence inspires him to be more, do more, and give more. It's not about controlling him. It's about showing him that being with you is an upgrade to his life. Think about it. Anyone can dress up, anyone can look good for a night out, but not everyone can walk into a situation, any situation, and own it without pretending. That's why confidence is such a turn on for men. It's not something you can fake for long. Real confidence comes from knowing your value and refusing to settle for less than you deserve. When a man sees that, he knows you're not someone he can play with. He knows you have options. And that makes him step carefully because he don't want to lose you. A confident woman also doesn't get rattled easily. She doesn't let jealousy, gossip, or small-minded people shake her. That emotional stability is incredibly attractive to men because it makes them feel safe. It shows that you're not just physically beautiful, you're mentally strong. And strength, when combined with warmth and kindness, is irresistible. Men notice when a woman walks into a room and commands attention without even trying. They notice when she speaks with certainty and stands firm in her boundaries. They notice when she's not afraid to say no. And here's the truth. Confidence turns him on because it's rare, it's powerful, and it makes him feel like he's found someone who can walk beside him, not behind him. Confidence is not about thinking you're better than anyone else. It's about knowing you don't have to compare yourself to anyone else. It's about living in a way that says, I'm enough, just as I am. And when a man feels that energy from you, it sparks something in him that looks beyond the surface and connects with the essence of who you are. When people talk about attraction, they focus so much on looks, style, or status. But one of the most underrated things that turns a man on is when a woman can make him laugh and share playful moments. See, a lot of men walk through life carrying stress on their shoulders. Work pressure, responsibilities, and the weight of trying to figure out this crazy world. But when he's with a woman who can break through all that seriousness and make him laugh from the gut, it's like she's giving him a piece of freedom. That's powerful. It's not about telling perfect jokes or being a comedian. It's about being lighthearted, fun, and knowing how to enjoy the moment. When a man feels that with you, it makes him want to be around you more. Laughter has this way of creating intimacy without even touching, because you're sharing an emotion that's pure, honest, and unguarded. Men crave that, even if they don't say it out loud. Think about it. Every man can find beauty anywhere, but genuine laughter, that's rare. It can't be fake for long. When you can sit with him, tease him in a playful way, make him laugh so hard he forgets about the outside world, you've tapped into something deeper. You're not just appealing to his eyes, you're getting to his heart and soul. That's why laughter is such a turn on. It goes beyond physical attraction and builds emotional chemistry. Playfulness is an art, and it doesn't mean being immature. It's knowing when to be soft, when to be silly, when to bring out that mischievous smile that says, I see you, and I know how to have fun with you. It's the way you might playfully challenge him in a conversation, the way you might steal his fries at dinner just to see him react, or the way you can have inside jokes that nobody else understands. Those little things stick in a man's mind because they make him feel special. They make him feel like he has something with you that he can't find anywhere else. Men remember the women who make them feel alive. You can be stunning, but if every moment with you is serious, heavy, or routine, that spark starts to fade. When you bring joy, you bring life, and that's addictive. That's why he'll keep coming back, because being around you feels good. It feels light. It feels like he can be himself without fear of being judged or weighed down. There's also something very attractive about a woman who can laugh at herself. Not in a way that puts herself down, but in a way that shows she doesn't take every little thing too seriously. When you trip over your own shoe and laugh about it, when you tell a funny story about something embarrassing that happened, it shows confidence and self-assurance. It says you're comfortable enough in your own skin to not let little moments shake you. That kind of energy is refreshing, and men notice it. And here's the secret. When a man laughs with you, he lets his guard down. Laughter opens the door to deeper conversations, deeper connections, and deeper attraction. You become associated with good feelings in his mind, even when he's not with you. He'll remember how you made him feel, and that memory will draw him back to you. Sometimes the most intimate moments between two people happen when they're laughing until their stomachs hurt. No makeup, no fancy clothes, no perfectly scripted words. Just two people connected in the most natural way possible. That's why it's so powerful. Laughter builds trust. Trust builds connection. And connection, that's the root of real attraction. So many women underestimate how much men value fun. A man can have a beautiful, intelligent partner, but if he doesn't laugh with her, something will always feel missing. But when he finds a woman who can balance beauty, brains, and that ability to just let go and have fun, it's like he's found a treasure. He wants to hold on to it, protect it, and never let it go. When you share that kind of playfulness, you create a bond that feels effortless. And the truth is, men are drawn to women who can make life feel a little lighter, who can remind them that it's okay to put the seriousness aside for a while and just live in the moment. That's not just attractive, it's unforgettable. One of the most powerful things a woman can give a man, and something that turns him on far more than people realize, is genuine appreciation and admiration. It's not just about complimenting him for the sake of it. It's about truly seeing him, noticing his efforts, and making him feel valued. Men, no matter how strong or confident they seem, have an unspoken need to feel like what they do matters to the woman they care about. When a woman gives that, it does something deep to him. A man can be surrounded by people all day, co-workers, friends, even strangers. But when he comes home or sees you and you're the one who notices the little things he's done, that makes you stand out from everyone else. Maybe he fixed something around the house, worked late to provide, or handled a difficult situation. When you look him in the eye and say, "I see how hard you're working and I appreciate you," that hits a place nothing else can touch. That's when a man feels not just wanted, but respected. Respect is fuel for a man's attraction. Looks might catch his attention, but appreciation captures his loyalty. A man wants to feel like the effort he puts in doesn't go unnoticed. And when a woman admires not just what he has, but who he is, the way he thinks, the way he handles challenges, the way he treats people, it makes him want to be even better for her. That's the quiet power of admiration. It inspires him to grow. This doesn't mean you have to flatter him every second or pretend everything he does is perfect. In fact, men can tell the difference between fake praise and the real thing. Genuine admiration comes from paying attention. It's remembering the things he told you about his dreams, acknowledging when he's made progress, and encouraging him when he's working towards something. It's celebrating his wins and standing with him in his losses, letting him know you believe in his ability to come back stronger. Men are wired to be providers and protectors in their own way, but that role comes with pressure. The world doesn't often stop to say good job to men. They're expected to just keep going. That's why when a woman steps in and becomes that voice of affirmation, she becomes more than a partner. She becomes his safe place. And when a man feels emotionally safe with you, his attraction to you goes far beyond the physical. Appreciation isn't just in the words you say. It's in your tone, your body language, the way you react when he's around. It's smiling when he walks in, showing interest when he talks, listening without checking your phone, giving him your full attention. It's the little moments that tell him, I see you, I value you, and I'm glad you're here. That is what makes a man feel like he matters. When you admire him, you're not just feeding his ego, you're reinforcing his identity as a man in your life. You're telling him, I trust you, I believe in you. That kind of belief makes him feel powerful, and men are naturally drawn to the source of that feeling. He starts to see you as the woman who brings out the best in him, who makes him feel capable of more than he thought possible. That bond is rare, and when a man finds it, he don't want to lose it. Even small expressions of appreciation can have a big impact. A simple thank you for something he's done, a quick text telling him you're proud of him, or an affectionate touch while saying, I'm so glad you're mine, can stay with him all day. Those moments may seem small to you, but to him, they are fuel. They make him want to give more, protect more, love more. At the end of the day, men want to feel that their presence in your life makes a difference. When you show consistent appreciation and admiration, you're giving him something the world rarely does, a sense of being truly seen and valued. And that will turn him on in ways that last far longer than just a moment. One of the most powerful combinations a woman can have is mystery and self-respect. In a world where everything is overshared and people put their entire lives on display, a woman who keeps certain things to herself becomes instantly intriguing. Mystery isn't about playing games. It's about understanding that not every part of you has to be revealed right away. When you have layers for a man to discover over time, it keeps him curious, engaged, and invested in finding out more about you. Men love the chase, but not in the sense of running after someone who's avoiding them. They love the process of discovering a woman, peeling back the layers and realizing there's more to her than meets the eye. When you don't rush to tell him everything about your past, your plans, your thoughts, or your feelings, you create space for him to wonder. That wondering is what makes his attraction grow, because he feels like there's always something new to learn about you. Self-respect is the foundation of that mystery. A woman with self-respect sets standards for how she is treated. She knows her boundaries and is not afraid to enforce them. That's attractive because it shows she values herself, and if she values herself, a man knows he has to value her too. Self-respect says, I'm not just going to let anyone into my world without earning that right. That makes your time, your energy, and your attention precious, and men are drawn to what they see as rare and valuable. When you combine mystery with self-respect, you're not withholding affection or being cold. You're simply not putting your entire worth on the table for someone you've just met. You're allowing the connection to build naturally while protecting your own sense of self. That balance is incredibly appealing to men because it tells them you're not desperate for validation. You know who you are, and you're not afraid to walk away from anyone who doesn't treat you with the care you deserve. Mystery also comes from having your own life. A woman who has her own passions, friends, hobbies, and goals automatically becomes more attractive because she's not revolving her entire existence around a man. She has a world outside of him, and that makes him want to be part of it without taking it over. It also means that every time you're together, he feels like he's stepping into a part of your life you've chosen to share with him, not one you've handed over entirely. The truth is, when you reveal everything all at once, there's no room for anticipation. Anticipation is one of the most powerful parts of attraction. When a man knows there's still more to learn about you, more experiences to share, more sides of you to see, it keeps him intrigued. It keeps him putting in effort because he feels like the connection is still unfolding instead of being over before it's even begun. Self-respect also means not tolerating disrespect. Men pay close attention to how you respond when someone crosses your boundaries. If you let things slide that you know are wrong, you're teaching him how little effort he needs to put in. But when you speak up, when you set limits, when you walk away from situations that don't serve you, you send a clear message. You value yourself too much to settle. That kind of strength is attractive because it's rare. A mysterious, self-respecting woman is not afraid to be alone. She enjoys her own company, and that independence is magnetic. Men can sense when a woman wants them but doesn't need them for her identity or happiness. That dynamic creates a healthy attraction because he knows you're with him by choice, not out of fear of being alone. The beauty of mystery and self-respect is that they make you unforgettable. Even if a man meets other women, he'll remember the one who didn't reveal everything too soon. The one who made him feel like he was constantly discovering something new. The one who knew her worth and didn't compromise it. That's the kind of woman who stands out in his mind and stays there long after the first conversation. One of the most attractive things a woman can bring into a man's life is the ability to inspire him and challenge him in the right way. Men may not always admit it, but deep down, they're drawn to women who push them to be better without tearing them down. Inspiration doesn't come from nagging, controlling, or trying to change him into someone he's not. It comes from living in a way that makes him want to rise to your level. When a man meets a woman who has her own vision, her own goals, her own drive, it wakes something up inside of him. He sees that she's not sitting around waiting for someone to complete her. She's already moving forward, building her own life, and he wants to keep up with her. That kind of energy is magnetic because it challenges him to grow, not because you told him to, but because he wants to. Inspiration can be as simple as showing him what dedication looks like by how you go after your own dreams. It's in the way you handle setbacks, the way you stay positive when things get tough, and the way you refuse to settle for less than you deserve. A man pays attention to that, and it makes him think about how he can step up in his own life. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing progress, passion, and purpose. Challenge is the second part of this, and it's just as important. A healthy challenge keeps a man interested because it tells him he can't get lazy with you. If you let everything slide, if you accept whatever effort he gives without expecting more, he'll get comfortable. And comfort can kill attraction. But when you set standards and hold him accountable to them, you're reminding him that being with you is a privilege, not a guarantee. A woman who inspires and challenges a man doesn't do it by constantly pointing out what he's doing wrong. Instead, she calls out the best in him. She knows how to encourage him when he's doubting himself, and she also knows when to tell him the truth, even if it's not what he wants to hear. That honesty, when it comes from a place of love and respect, earns his admiration and makes him trust you more. Men are natural competitors, and they want to feel like they've won the heart of a woman they respect. But the winning can't be a one-time thing. The challenge has to continue, not in a way that exhausts him, but in a way that keeps the relationship alive. That might mean encouraging him to go for a promotion, to take better care of his health, to work on his communication, or to pursue a dream he's been putting off. When you believe in him more than he believes in himself, it changes how he sees you. The balance between inspiration and challenge is what makes it work. If you inspire him without challenging him, he might admire you but never push himself. If you challenge him without inspiring him, he might feel criticized or unsupported. But when you do both, when you light a fire in him and then push him to use it, you become unforgettable. Men remember the women who made them grow. Years later, they'll look back and think, she made me a better man. That's the power you have when you live with intention, hold your standards, and believe in his potential while never lowering your own. You're not just a partner. You're a life force, someone who makes him want to reach higher, go further, and be more than he thought he could be. When a man feels that kind of energy from you, it's not just attractive, it's addictive. He doesn't just want you physically, he wants to stay connected to the person who makes him feel like the best version of himself. And that is a level of attraction that lasts far beyond the first spark. Authenticity is one of the most powerful things a woman can bring into a relationship. And it's something that turns a man on in ways that go deeper than anything physical. In a world where so many people trying to be what they think others want, being real is rare. When a woman shows up as her true self, unapologetic, genuine, and comfortable in her own skin, it creates a level of connection that's impossible to fake. A man can be impressed by looks, but he falls in love with the way you make him feel. When you're authentic, you're not wearing a mask, and that gives him permission to take his own mask off. It's refreshing for a man to be around a woman who isn't trying to constantly impress him or keep up an image. You're not pretending to like what he likes just to get his attention. You're not agreeing with everything he says to avoid conflict. You're simply being you. And that honesty is magnetic. Authenticity means showing both your strengths and your imperfections without shame. You're not afraid to admit when you're wrong, to laugh at yourself, or to share your true thoughts. That kind of openness builds trust because he knows he's seeing the real you, not a version of you that's been carefully curated. And when a man feels that kind of trust, his attraction to you grows because it's rooted in something solid. Being authentic also means you're consistent. You don't change your behavior depending on who's watching or what you think will get you approval. What he sees on the first date is the same energy he sees 6 months later. That stability makes a man feel secure because he knows he's not dealing with someone who's pretending. You're steady, you're real, and you're reliable in who you are. Men are naturally drawn to people who are confident in themselves, and authenticity is a form of confidence. It says, I know who I am, and I'm okay with it. That doesn't mean you never want to grow or improve. It means you're not hiding who you are in the meantime. When you can be yourself without fear, you stand out. Because most people are still chasing approval. The beauty of authenticity is that it allows real intimacy to develop. You can't have deep, lasting attraction if you're always performing. Sooner or later, the performance ends, and if it's not the real you, the connection fades. But when you're authentic from the start, the man who's drawn to you is attracted to the truth, and that kind of attraction lasts. When a man sees that you're real, your laughter, your opinions, your quirks, your dreams, he knows he's found something rare. And that's the kind of thing that stays with him because it's not just about what he sees on the outside. It's about who you are on the inside.